Next item on our agenda is the city manager's report.
Mr. Mayor, before going into the three items I have to mention this evening, it would be our intent to proceed to purchase the fire ladder truck that we've discussed on many occasions. As Melinda will acknowledge, funds have been appropriated in the budget to make that acquisition. We did not bring what I'm relating to your attention until the agreement was concluded relative to the theater, which certainly puts us on a firmer foundation than we've had heretofore. So unless we're instructed otherwise, our intent is to proceed with the sort of other half of this.
Okay.
Let me move into three items. I'd like to give you a brief report relative to the theater, but I'd be absolutely remiss not to thank profusely our city attorney, Gilbert Cheshire, in bringing this agreement to conclusion. It represents weeks and weeks and some months of work. He's exercised great pressure, great restraint under a great deal of pressure, including some public pressure through the media, and we all appreciate the fine job he's done carrying out this very important project for the community. We all hope that it will lead to the acquisition of the theater in due time. I would also be remiss not to thank the work of Melinda Height in working through some of the very complicated nuances relative to the dealing with Bank of America, our consultants, the Davenport company. There's an awful lot of back office work that has gone into this, and I said I would be remiss not to point that out. I also would like to give a special thanks to John Simeon, who's had the unenviable task for the last year of opening the theater, operating the theater, having some nice events, including Saturday night. It's not been an easy job, in addition to quite a work he has in his regular position. But I think we all agree to move forward with this, we had to have the theater open and viable, and we are certainly very happy as what has concluded with this agreement. I also would point out a deep appreciation to Larry Chalker. Larry has, beside his regular responsibilities, an incredible technical knowledge and ability relative to extremely expensive equipment worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. He has been very helpful with John and staff in supporting that activity, and will especially, as late as today, working through some of the issues concerning the equipment. We would also like to thank Lisa Benson for the work that she has done in conjunction with concluding the contract. More especially, you will see a continued coordinated effort which has started several weeks ago in anticipation of the transition. A lot of different things associated with transition, which are effective tomorrow, as you well know. And Joe Shearer has jumped right in, and he will be coordinating this. I would say to you very strongly that most of any of these considerations dealing with the theater can be handled directly, administratively, If there are any policy issues that need to be dealt with, we can bring it to you from the staff. We've had a great meeting today with two of the four persons that firm that is taking over the theater, and we prevailed upon them to work with us. Also let us know who the people are that will be working for them, that we will be dealing with, and having a clear understanding. There has been in the last few weeks some helter-skelter in terms of bringing things to conclusion. We look forward to a more business-like approach going from this point. I think the most impressive thing, I think I can speak for the group that met today with the two gentlemen from Arkansas, that they are going to be here for some number of months firsthand nursing their investment. And again, we clearly know that this is probably the priority, not probably the priority of the city. And in that regard, on the second item, I've taken the liberty of outlining just a few things that are top key items that we addressed. They're not exclusive. There's some other items that certainly need attention. But the number one item on the list, you'll see, deals with the transition that I just, well, it's the number two item, but that's not in order of priority necessarily. But what we've attempted to do here is to identify the key persons that will be working with Mr. Sheeran in dealing with some of these issues that are in process or will be working towards process and culmination. I also would like to point out that the city has had excellent service on the behalf of Gary Corbett, our chief, who will be retiring this month. He has worked very hard building a team, and I think most aware that there were a number of issues addressed when he came into this organization, because it's apparently generally atypical in municipal circles that you bring an outside chief in unless there's some needs for that. And he has exercised a great deal of strength. Professional development is a key emphasis in his administration. We wish the very best for him in his retirement. I strongly suspect that somewhere along the line you'll see that he'll be involved in some aspect of the fire service that he's been dedicated to for well over 40 years, starting, I think, as a volunteer many years ago. As you know, a number of us are sort of sports junkies, and I don't know if we whether know that even though he's from New Jersey, that many years ago he played football for Elon College when they were in the era of being national champions NIA, and also played on their baseball team. So I've given you your trivia for this evening. Lastly, I would like to take the liberty, and I hope it's not rhetorical, especially since I addressed it a little bit in the newspaper column a few weeks ago. The paper's been so good enough to allow me to have for the last few months. But I commend each and every one of you, council members and Mayor Doherty, for your dedication to your community, especially with the challenges that have existed here in especially recent years. I wish the public appreciated probably more your unselfishness, and in addition, the unusual generosity that individual council members have shown to their community, that they have so much love and devotion for. Also, I don't want to use that word again, but I shouldn't go without mentioning that it has been a pleasure working with our management team. and our staff, and we have a number of the staff members besides the management team in the audience. I want to underscore to you, in my humble opinion, that it's just amazing what an outstanding job they do and the level of service they bring to this city with a minimum of employees. And I'm sure you know that, and that's very obvious. But it's been a pleasure working with each and every one of these highly professional, motivated individuals. And in conclusion, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart the opportunity to have served you for over the last year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we get into our next item, which is an introduction of our new city manager and swearing in, I would like to, on behalf of the council, and I know from each and every employee, to say from the bottom of our heart, thank you for coming in and doing a fine job. And I wish I could think of all those adjectives that you usually use for all that stuff. But again, I won't say beautiful, but doing a great job and stepping in our time of need, and we really appreciate that. And on behalf of our council, I know, and our mayor who's absent, and I know each and every employee, we just want to say thank you.